Welcome back to another episode of Three's a Crowd. I'm Preston Vargas alongside Eli Atwood. And before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have a new goal to get to 200 subs. And we also have our NBA playoff challenge and NHL playoff challenge. We'll link those in the description below. Anyways, let's get into it. So, Eli, we thought Rory McIlroy was going to blow it on Saturday, but he came through on Sunday. What does this win mean for him?
Yeah, definitely a big win being able to fight off Scheffler there at the end. You know,
Absolutely. That Saturday matchup for him, let me see what he shot on Saturday exactly. Shot a 73. I think that's forget what the par 72. So one over, but he just caught uh the streak for Cameron Young, who shot I think he yeah, 7 under, same that he shot on Friday, just on that same heater, but he was able to hold off another insane run by Scotty Scheffler, who shot 2 under to, or excuse me, 4 under to come within a stroke of getting to Scott to Rory McIlroy. So it's definitely a big accomplishment for him. We'll see how he does throughout the season.
yeah, for sure. I'd say a big accomplishment, no doubt.
And last year he won the career Grand Slam. Let me see who's next up for that for the career Grand Slam. I think it's Jordan Spieth, if I'm not mistaken. But there's been a few who have done it. Tiger Woods. Uh, okay, here it is. Next candidate to join the club, Scotty Scheffler. He just needs a U.S. Open to win. I think the next major is the PGA, and Jordan Spieth needs that. Then Phil Mickelson, who was out of the Masters for health reasons, we don't know if he's gonna get there. I mean, he's 55 right now, so well out of his prime. But
Yeah,
Scotty Scheffler or Jordan Spieth, who do you think is going to be the next to complete the career Grand Slam?
I think it's probably gonna be Scheffler, you know. He's one of the better players of golf right now, and he's come close, so he's just got to finish it off now.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Scotty Scheffler is number one in the world, and the U.S. Open's usually one of the hardest courses to win. I mean, they're usually played at courses like Bethpage Black or Oakmont near Pittsburgh. At least it was last year. But Scotty Scheffler, I think he's in his prime right now. I mean, number one in the world. I think he'll definitely be the next one to win it.
Yeah, I think so. Moving over to the NBA, Magic lose out on the seventh seed after losing to Boston's third stringers 113 to 108. I mean, what in the world, Preston?
I'm at a loss of words for this. I was at a loss for words at the end of the stream last night. Initially my plan was I was going to stream the whole uh, game 82 for the NBA and had some technical difficulties with OBS, but worked that
Mm.
out. Streaming went good. We started in the middle of the second quarter, but and looked good at first, but then the third quarter happened. We were outscored. Let me get this right. It was like 42 to 20. Um, yes, that was correct. 42 to 20 in the third quarter. And we made a run in the fourth quarter, but there it was just those threes for Baylor Sharman, Luka Garza, and contested threes. Nothing you can do about those if you contest them, but it was just terrible turning the ball over. Paolo stepping out of bounds in crunch time. I mean, and also Wendell Carter, he was 0 for 5 from the floor. He's starting to become an offensive liability, but he's good getting rebounds. I mean,
Yeah,
he
Wendell Carter's not great. We just don't have anyone else to be better than him is the issue.
that's going to be a major a need in the offseason to get a new center and also get a new coach as well.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if the Magic don't make it out of the play-in. And if we don't, Jamal Mosley's got to go.
Absolutely, I agree. We play the 76ers on the road. You cost an opportunity for that game to be at Kia Center, but
Yeah.
I think we can beat the Sixers because let's not forget Joel Embiid. He's out with the appendectomy, so who knows how he's going to be coming back. But he's definitely not playing in the play, and that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Sixers honestly might be one of our better chances even. I don't want to play the Hornets right now. I mean,
Oh,
they're a team you never want to play, and the Heat have done well in the play-in in the past, so it's like none of that's really what I want to be playing against.
absolutely. This is your best shot to make the playoffs by winning this game. And then you got to face the Boston Celtics. And not the third string Boston Celtics. This is the Tatum Celtics, the Brown Celtics. Derek White.
Yeah,
If
no,
you can't
exactly.
if you can't beat the third stringers on the
How
Celtics,
are you beating their? You can't even beat their backups.
right?
There's no point.
And that's with a full starting lineup in a game that you had to win. But also looking at that game, they initially played Desmond Bain for 6 minutes, then he sat the second quarter, most of the third quarter, and then when the Celtics made their run, started to take it over, you had to put Desmond Bain back in. That's why I only finished with 8 points.
Yeah, yeah,
Looking
that's pretty crazy.
looking at the bench, she had Jamal Cain, who had a good game the other night, just find anything, couldn't find any shots, only one shot taken from the field. That was it. And Da Silva not taking enough shots. He had 8 points, 3 for 6, 50% field goal percentage. It's not great, but at least he made something. I want to see how he shot from the field on the bench. I mean, Anthony Black was the only good player off the bench. Went 5 for 9, 13 points. And let's see. So in terms of total shooting, 36 for 91, which it's about 39% from the field. Definitely not great. And the
Yeah, not
Celtics,
at all.
36 for 87, which wasn't much better, but it's still 43%. So you miss more shots that you don't take. I mean, we need to start putting up shots, especially in the play-in.
Yeah, for sure.
But now, as the regular season closes, we go to the playoffs begin, and we'll talk about the playoff matchups. But let's get into some awards. There's been some debate on a lot of them. We'll start with the clutch player of the year. Who you got for that?
For clutch player of the year, I mean, there's that's kind of one of the hard ones because that's the new award, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even know who's the clutch player of the year.
I mean, so I think here's the award finalists I got from NBCSports.com. So for the finalists for Clutch Player of the Year looks like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, and Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably give it to Shea. I mean, but the thing is with Shea, he's not really clutch because he's consistent. That's the thing. It's like
Mhm.
I don't know,
I mean,
but yeah,
I'm gonna give it to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for this reason because if it's a close game and you need him, he's always that player that can hit a game-winning bucket whenever you need him to.
yeah, that's fair. The only thing though is I think Shea's probably going to get the MVP, so I don't know if they'll give him both, you know.
I mean, we'll see. I don't know much about the Clutch Player of the Award. When did it start? Is it a new one this year?
It's within like the last 2, 3 years.
So yeah, you could put Clutch Player of the Year in the MVP conversation, but SGA isn't my MVP for this season. Even though he's probably going to win it. He's not my MVP. So if I was voting, I'd give the Clutch Player to Shea here.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
And how about the most improved player this year?
Most improved player for me, I think is going to be Nikhil Alexander Walker.
Oh yeah, really playing a great role. I mean, I remember a few years ago when he was with Minnesota, he was starting to get benched, not favored off the bench for Minnesota, barely getting any minutes, but goes to Atlanta, especially with Trey Young gone, definitely getting into his own pretty well, I would say.
For sure, yeah. He's been a core piece of this Hawks team that's now in the playoffs. So,
Absolutely. I think he's definitely a great player, but I'm gonna have to give it to Jalen Duren. Really, he's made his first All-Star appearance really great in the center position for the Detroit Pistons, helping them get to the number one seed. And he's definitely had a good breakout season this year.
yeah, I mean, that's definitely a fair call.
Hmm.
He's been really good as well.
How about six man of the year?
Sixth man of the year. I think I only have one solution, and that's the Magic's very own Anthony Black.
Oh yeah. I mean he's played okay, but is he eligible really? How many games?
Uh, I think he is.
Let me see. How many games has he played? Let's see. Anthony Black, 63 games.
Oh, just short.
Hmm. Just
Well,
short
maybe
of
I won't give it to Anthony Black then.
that. He's not eligible. Technically,
Yeah, so
that would be a good choice if he was, though.
yeah, trying to think. Maybe Jaime Jaquez, he's pretty good.
I mean, Hawkins, that's a good player. He's eligible.
Yeah.
And for me,
What about you, Preston?
I think I'm gonna have to give it to Reed Shepherd of the Rockets. I think when he comes off the bench, he's played well, sparked a couple of Rockets comebacks when they were trailing, especially to the Spurs. And these are games that I've seen. Keldon Johnson, another good player, but Reed Shepherd can take over games when needed.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
And how about NBA Coach of the Year this year?
Coach of the year for me, this is probably the easiest one. I'm giving it to JB Bickerstaff. I mean, doing that with the Pistons, that's pretty astonishing, you know?
Absolutely. Again, the number one seed. That's no small accomplishment, especially in a crowded Eastern Conference like it is. I know who it's definitely not, and that's Jamal Mosley.
Maybe he'll win least valuable coach.
First coach fired, that's for sure.
First coach fired. Gotta
But for
hope
me,
so.
for Coach of the Year, for me, it's Joe Mazzulla. You didn't have Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum the whole season. You just got him back. Still able to get the two seed and possibly contend for an NBA championship this year.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Missoula's definitely been one of the best coaches in the recent years, so
Oh yeah.
can't hate on that.
How about Defensive Player of the Year now?
This might be the biggest no-brainer. Wembanyama, who else?
Absolutely. I agree with you. Victor Wembanyama's mine as well. I mean, he does things that we've never seen before in the NBA, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
And how about Rookie of the Year this year?
Rookie of the year this year is definitely a crowded playing field. It's one of the better rookie classes we've seen, but I think I'm gonna give it to Con Knipple.
Okay. I've not thought about Concanipple. I mean, in the last month or so, I thought he was really trying to run away with Rookie of the Year. But for me, it's got to be Cooper Flag. I think what he's done the past few games, even though the Mavericks haven't won, putting up 40-point performances against LeBron James and and still putting up some big performances. Even though last night he sprained his ankle in the season finale, I think the last 2 weeks for him is basically he took the lead over Concanipple in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a fair point. You know, they're definitely both neck and neck, I'd say.
And now the one we've been waiting for. Who is your MVP?
It would have been Luca, but unfortunately, he's not going to be eligible. So instead, I'm going
Hmm.
with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I mean, that would be back-to-back MVPs for him, but I think he's probably going to win the MVP, but he's not my MVP pick, like I said before. Here's
Hmm.
who I have: Nikola Jokic as the
Oh yeah,
MVP.
Nikola Jokic is definitely always up there. If I was the one voting, I'd be taking Jokic just about every time.
Let me see his stats. I think he's averaging a triple double this season.
Yeah, I mean he has before. Wouldn't surprise me if he is again.
Let me double check those odds to see. But he just got to the 65 game minimum. See, points per game 27, rebounds 12, assists per game 10. He's averaging a triple double. He's definitely my MVP. But I don't think he is gonna get the MVP though.
Yeah, I agree. I think the team performance there just hasn't been good enough. And while Shea's numbers might not be as great, he does have better efficiency, and he's leading his team to the number one seed.
Absolutely. That's probably why he's gonna get the MVP award because of the number one seed. Also, you don't have Jalen Williams. That's another good point for the MVP as well. No Jalen
Yeah,
Williams. You haven't had Chet most of the year as well.
yeah, it's definitely been a lot of Shea this year.
Absolutely.
And all right, moving on. Which playoff matchup, other than the Magic, of course, is the most intriguing for you? Raptors, Cavs, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Hawks, Nuggets, or Rockets, Lakers?
For me, it's definitely Timberwolves Nuggets for sure. I mean, the rivalry continues in that series with Anthony Edwards and Nikola Jokic. We'll see how those two players play against each other. Also, looking at Jamal Murray in that matchup, also against Anthony Edwards, and we'll see how Rudy Gobert does in that situation. That's definitely, I think that's the one that will go 7 games.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be a great matchup.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
For me personally, I'm going to go with the Timberwolves Nuggets, however, though.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be a good matchup. You got Jokic, you got Ant. Yeah.
But which other series, other than the Timberwolves Nuggets, do you think will go to 7 games?
Other than Timberwolves Nuggets, I mean, I don't know if any of these other ones will. I think the Rockets might beat the Lakers before then.
Hmm.
Knicks and Hawks maybe would probably be the next closest, but
For me, I think it's going to be a matchup that has been determined yet, and I think it will be the Charlotte Hornets and
mm,
uh, Detroit Pistons. I think that will go to 7 games. With the way those two teams played, I'll see the inexperience with Detroit. I'll see inexperience with Charlotte. I think that'll go to 7, similar to what we saw with the Magic and Cavs series a couple of years ago.
yeah. Then moving on, Doc Rivers is stepping down as the Bucks head coach.
Hmm.
First playoff miss in 10 years. Just the whole Giannis drama. I
Hmm.
mean, not too surprising here.
No, absolutely not. This had to happen maybe last year when they lost to Indiana in the first round, but I heard something where Doc Rivers has milked the championship for the longest time. I mean, the only championship he won, I think, was '08 with the Celtics, and he's still living off that 18 years later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, he's been able to make a career out of it.
Hmm. I mean, he's even a Hall of Famer, if you can believe that, getting inducted this year. Which do you think he's a
Yeah,
Hall of Famer?
that's it probably is barely.
I mean, let's see Doc Rivers' resume real quick. Um, Obviously the championship in '08 with the Boston Celtics, and then as a coach, NBA Cup champion in 2024 with the Bucks, but not really. All-Star game coach in
Yeah.
2024, NBA coach of the year 2000. We're talking 26 years ago before we were even born. So
Yeah, he definitely is remembered for his earlier legacy, I'd say.
absolutely, the All-Star game head coach in 2021, I think, was he with the Clippers then? No, he was with the 76ers. He has all the success in the regular season, I'm interested to see his record, but actually, here we go. Head coaching record total, 1194 and 866. He's not a 600 coach, 580 as a head coach. I don't think that's good enough to be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And also, getting inducted while you're still an active coach, I never understood that.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I guess because a lot of coaches get like play till they're really old, like Coach Pop, for example.
Yeah. In those situations where you won multiple championships, then I could see an avenue where you could get into the Hall of Fame, but not as a if you only have one championship.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, moving over to the UFL, Stormwind 29-27, and due to a technicality, and it's kind of odd, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I couldn't believe it when we saw it. I mean, we have a I did cut up a short of that. It's currently on the channel, but definitely a weird situation to have a game end on the second defensive penalty of overtime for Louisville.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's pretty weird.
other than that, Jack Plummer played well. Chris Rowland had a touchdown, 9 receptions, 113 yards. So it was a good effort, and we got it done somehow in overtime, but it was
Yeah, defense came up big there in overtime.
absolutely getting the getting the stops that we needed. But in terms of
Mhm.
let me ask you this: what do you think of the 3-point shootout or the 2-point shootout going for it 3 times in overtime?
I don't know. I'd have to see it again. I feel like that wasn't the best representation of what it could be.
Absolutely, you have one play to do something, and it's definitely not the best thing to watch, but I think it works for now. But if I were to amend it, I would probably I think you'd start from the 10 and have 4 plays to get to the end zone.
Yeah, it might be better. Just go until one team doesn't get it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then eliminate the 3 chances to get it in and do like
Yeah.
the college overtime rules from the 10. And then if you're still tied after the first overtime, then you go to that 2-point shootout.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I saw Mike Rapoli, he said he didn't like the way that it ended, so I think that rule goes for 2 defensive penalties in overtime means you get the win. And that's a terrible rule in my opinion.
Yeah.
And now let's go
And
to our other headlines. So current draft prospect, potential top 10 pick Ruben Bain. He was the driver in that 2024 fatal crash that killed a passenger in his car. Do you think this will impact his draft stock that much?
yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely a concern. You got to watch out for these character concerns, and NFL teams take this type of stuff seriously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then Cooper Flagg, as I mentioned earlier, he sprained his ankle in his season finale, and obviously the Mavericks are done this year for their season. How do you think he'll do next year for the Mavericks? Will he go to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think as long as the Mavericks are able to add some pieces around him, they've got a shot. It's just right now, it can't be Cooper Flag and nobody else.
Absolutely, I agree with you there. And then going to baseball now, Christian Yelich exits with hamstring tightness as I think the Brewers lost 5 straight games. Is this a big concern for Milwaukee here?
Yeah, they definitely got to be careful, but hamstring tightness doesn't sound too bad.
Absolutely. I mean Milwaukee they're started off as one of the hotter teams in baseball this season, but like I said, lost 5 straight, got swept by the Nationals at home, a team that's rebuilding. But I would say this is a minor concern for them. Hopefully, he can get back on the field soon. And then hockey now, Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin split their weekend meetings in a potential final matchup. And do you think Govey retires after this season?
Yeah, I think he may. He's about done. He's one of the older players in the league, no? So
40 years old.
yeah, exactly. He's getting up there with LeBron. So yeah, it's possible.
He won a cup with Washington. I wouldn't be surprised if he hung it up this season or maybe next season. Fans were chanting one more year at Capital One Arena, but I think this might be time for Ovechkin to retire. But we'll see if he wants to come back for a farewell tour next year. And then tonight, the WNBA draft with the Dallas Wings picking number one overall. Who is going to be the number one pick? There's been some debate in the last couple of days or so.
Honestly, I don't even know. I think the only player I know who's kind of up near the top is the one girl from USC.
Juju Watkins?
No clue. I don't follow women's basketball.
I mean, I think Watkins, she tore her ACL last year, but I would say
Who was
probably
it that won like college player of the year or whatever?
Lauren Betts.
Maybe that's who I was thinking of. I think I was just thinking college player of the year might be one of the better options.
And Lauren Betts is a good option. I saw Olivia Miles, AC Fudd up there, but it's going to be interesting to see who's going to get the number one pick or who's going to be picked number one in the WNBA draft. And now we'll go into what we are watching for. We'll start with you, Eli. What are you watching for this week?
This week, of course, I'm watching for the Magic in the play-in. Hopefully, they'll be able to get that win.
Absolutely, definitely need it for them. And for me, I'm going to pick the Cubs and Phillies. I mean, right now, two of the best teams in the National League right now. I mean, the Cubs off to a slower start. They got the walk-off win over the Pittsburgh Pirates, but you're still last place in a competitive NL Central, and the Phillies under 500 to start, but 2.5 games back from the Braves. And my other series that I'm watching for, the New York Mets and LA Dodgers. Man, the Mets have been handed a bad card here early to start there. Right now, 7-9 to start the season, 3.5 games back from the 3.5 games back from the NL East, but it's still early. Dodgers obviously off the to a, I think they have the best record in the majors right now at 11-4 to start, but we'll see what happens. Those are the two series that I'm watching for this week.
All right.
And that's going to do it for today's episode. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back for another episode on Friday, and keep an eye out for the stream schedule. We'll see if it gets determined, the matchups for hockey and the basketball playoffs, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again next time.